chosen one today may seem like any other ordinary day. The sun rose, you went through your usual motions, and nothing appeared to stand out. Yet if you could see through the veil of the physical world, you would realize that this day, this very moment, was not just like any other. There is a divine presence that fills the spaces we often overlook, the spaces between our breaths, between our thoughts, and between our actions. When you woke up this morning, heaven was already watching, quietly observing how you would begin your day. What you may have seen as just another sunrise, another day to push through, was in fact a moment of immense spiritual significance. This wasn't merely about waking up, it was about the choice you made in the face of life's weight, the decision to keep going despite all that might be pulling you in different directions. Every breath you took was a testament to your resilience, and heaven took note. As you went about your morning, there was a deeper narrative unfolding in the unseen realm. When you opened your eyes, even just a whisper of gratitude, a simple "thank you, God," was enough to mark the beginning of something sacred. In a world where we often rush through our routines, too busy to pause and reflect, you made the conscious decision to rise above the noise. In that single quiet moment of choosing gratitude over complaint, heaven recognized your unwavering faith. You were being watched not for judgment, but for proof of your perseverance. In a time when so many may falter, heaven sought to witness whether your faith was strong enough to stand without the crutches of evidence or applause. You were not aware of it at the time, but the moment you chose to rise with faith in your heart instead of defeat, you passed a divine test, one that would shape your entire future. This test, chosen one, wasn't loud or dramatic. It wasn't something that would have drawn attention from the world. It was in the quiet, unseen moments when you chose to believe without needing proof. The weight you felt on your shoulders, the exhaustion you might have carried from yesterday's burdens, and the uncertainty that lingered, all of it was part of the silent test. Heaven watched closely, not because it was unsure of your faith, but because this was the moment when you proved it. When nothing changed around you, when no signs appeared to tell you that your perseverance was worth it, you still chose to stand firm. You didn't scroll aimlessly in search of distraction. You didn't let the chaos of yesterday invade today. Instead, you stood in faith, acknowledging that your trust was in something greater than the circumstances surrounding you. And heaven, in its divine wisdom, knew that this was the moment that would define the course of your season. It was a test of endurance, of silent worship, and of unwavering trust. There are mornings that hold the weight of entire seasons. You may never know this, but today was one of them. It was a moment where your faith was tested in ways you couldn't see, but heaven could. You didn't need to be loud. You didn't need to prove yourself to anyone. You just needed to rise and believe, and you did. Even in silence, you proved to God that your faith wasn't conditional. It was unshakable. Every choice you made today, no matter how small it seemed, spoke volumes in the spiritual realm. You didn't let the pressures of life dictate your response. You chose to live in faith, and that is what heaven was looking for. This was not just a mundane morning. This was a divine test, and you passed it with quiet strength. The way you carried yourself, the way you stayed grounded in your belief, even when nothing seemed to shift, was a testament to your unwavering faith. In this unseen battle, heaven wasn't just watching to see if you would make it through the day. It was watching to see if you would stand, to see if you would continue to trust, even when the outcome was uncertain, when the promises of God hadn't yet materialized. And you did. You proved that no matter how heavy the day felt, no matter how invisible your struggles might have seemed, your faith was strong enough to withstand it all. And in doing so, you allowed heaven to see your heart, your determination, and your devotion to something beyond yourself. That chosen one is what heaven celebrates today, your unshakable faith. As you rose this morning, a quiet struggle began within you. It wasn't one that could be seen by the world, nor one that would ever draw applause or recognition. It was a battle of the soul, a fight between the weariness of your flesh and the strength of your spirit. In the silence of your thoughts, when the weight of yesterday's burdens threatened to anchor you, you chose to rise. The morning felt heavy, the air thick with uncertainty, yet you fought against the temptation to stay in that place of defeat. In that quiet space, unseen by others but fully known by heaven, you proved the unshakable nature of your faith. It wasn't the loud declaration of belief that often echoes in moments of triumph. No, it was in the stillness, in the unseen decision to press forward despite the quiet doubts that lingered in the background. The strength of your faith was never in the spectacle of it. It was in these small, silent moments when you refused to be overtaken by the struggle within, when you chose to trust despite the silence. Heaven, in its perfect gaze, saw every ounce of that inner battle. God watches not just the outward display of faith, but the heart that drives it. In a world where we are often tempted to seek validation through recognition, this internal struggle, this unseen act of choosing faith in the face of hardship, is the one that matters most in heaven's eyes. It is not in the applause nor in the visible signs of progress that God's approval rests. It is in your ability to stand firm when there is no one watching, when the only witness is the quiet of your heart and the whisper of God's presence within. This morning you chose faith, not because it was easy, but because deep down you knew it was the only option. Your faith was not built on the fleeting circumstances around you. It wasn't based on what you saw in front of you or the external conditions that tried to weigh you down. No, this kind of faith is unshakable because it is grounded in something far deeper, a conviction that transcends the temporary, a belief that holds firm even when the world around you seems uncertain. This is the essence of unshakable faith. It isn't swayed by the winds of change or the pressure of immediate results. It doesn't demand answers when life remains a mystery. Instead, it grows stronger in the quiet moments, in the space where the outcome is unknown and the struggle appears to have no reward. This is where faith is tested and proven, not in the moments of victory or the celebrations of success, but in the long, quiet endurance where you choose to keep believing even when you don't see the way forward. This kind of faith, unshakable and resolute, is the kind of faith that heaven takes note of. Every act of it, even in silence, reverberates in the divine realm. When you made the decision to trust, when you refused to give in to the weight of discouragement, heaven marked it as a divine declaration. You might have felt alone in your fight, but know this: you were never unseen. Every step you took forward in faith, every quiet breath of trust, was a proclamation in the heavens. It was as if heaven paused to witness this sacred moment, to acknowledge that your heart was not driven by the need for recognition, but by an unshakable trust in something greater than yourself. You might not have seen the angels in the room, but they were there recording every decision of faith, taking note of your perseverance when there was no visible reward. Even in the silence of your struggles, you were making a powerful declaration. You trust God. You trust His timing. You trust His promises. You trust even when everything around you seems to be telling you to doubt. This is what heaven celebrates: the quiet endurance, the unspoken belief that continues to move forward despite the absence of immediate results. It's in these moments that the true strength of your faith is revealed. And heaven responds to it not with thunderous applause, but with a quiet affirmation that says, "Yes, you are faithful. You are seen. you are heard. Faith, when proven in silence, speaks louder than any words can. It is a declaration of trust that is felt deeply in the spirit, and it is in this deep, quiet place that heaven's favor begins to shift in your direction. Heaven took note of your actions today, not because they were seen by others, but because they were seen by the one who matters most. And in his eyes, every act of faith, no matter how small, is a declaration of his goodness, his faithfulness, and his love. This morning's quiet struggle was not just a battle within you. It was a battlefield where your faith was being tested and refined, where the divine saw how you would respond in the silence. And you responded with trust, with hope, with an unshakable belief that even in the unseen moments, God was with you. Heaven's reaction to this is not just a momentary acknowledgement, it is a shift in divine timing, a positioning of blessings that have been waiting for you to align with them through your faith. Every silent step forward, every quiet breath of trust sets the stage for what is to come. Your faith proven in these moments has paved the way for heaven's next move in your life. And as you continue to walk in this quiet trust, heaven will continue to move on your behalf. The unseen battle of faith is not one fought in isolation. It is one fought in partnership with the divine, and in this partnership, victory is assured. So, chosen one, know this: your faith, unshakable and true, has already begun to shift things in the unseen realm. Your endurance has written your name in the book of heaven, and now heaven is moving in response. Every act of faith, even in the silence, is a divine declaration. And because you have chosen to stand firm, even when the world was quiet, heaven is making its move. The reward is coming not because of what you can see, but because of the faith you have shown in the unseen. You are standing at the threshold of divine favor, and the journey ahead is one of purpose, one that will be marked by the same unwavering faith that got you here. Keep walking forward, chosen one. Heaven has already taken note. Endurance is not simply about surviving hard times. It's about honoring the divine strength that exists within you. As you pressed on through the challenges of life, you were not just pushing through pain or waiting for an end to the suffering you were walking through. Your trials with purpose, with faith, and with the understanding that every moment of hardship was shaping you into someone capable of holding a greater destiny. The world may often view endurance as something to merely get through a burden to bear, but from heaven's perspective, endurance is a sacred badge of honor. Each time you chose to stand tall in the face of adversity, you were proving something to the universe, to heaven itself, that your faith is unyielding, that your connection to your purpose is deeper than the trials you face. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that hardship is something to endure until the next phase of life begins. But in truth, every trial is a divine shaping process designed to prepare you for something greater. Trials don't just break us down, they refine and purify us, making room for a higher calling to manifest in our lives. Every hardship you have endured has been a necessary part of the journey, a step towards the person you were always meant to become. Each moment of perseverance deepens the connection between your soul and the divine plan for your life. With each test, you are not simply surviving, but thriving as your spirit grows stronger and your faith deepens. The more you endure, the more you are positioned to rise higher. James reminds us, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." This crown, chosen one, is not a reward for comfort. It's not for the ones who avoided pain, who took the easy path. It's for those who, in the face of the fiercest storm, stood firm and held their ground. It's for those who didn't just survive their trials, but emerged from them with a deeper understanding of their divine purpose. You are blessed not because the trial is over, but because the endurance it took to get through it is what has made you stronger, wiser, and more equipped for what is to come. The trials you have faced have worked patience within you, the kind of patience that is not passive but active. It's the kind of patience that holds steadfast, not because you know when the end will come, but because you trust in the process. With each trial, you developed patience that gave birth to something even more powerful: hope. Hope that isn't built on circumstances, but on the certainty that even when the storm rages, your faith is unwavering. Hope that isn't wishful thinking, but a firm belief that something greater lies ahead, that no matter what happens, you will be elevated to the next level of purpose. Patience refines hope, and hope creates an indestructible spirit that cannot be swayed by the winds of circumstance. What you've gone through has not been wasted. It has shaped you into the person you are today: strong, resilient, unshakable. And this strength is not yours alone, it is God's power within you. Heaven has been watching not only as you endure, but as you rise stronger with each step. Your perseverance has positioned you for something greater. Heaven doesn't just see what the world sees, it sees the depth of your character, the purity of your heart, the strength of your spirit. It knows that the trials you have faced were not meant to break you, but to build you into a vessel that can hold a greater purpose. Each time you stood when others would have fallen, you were being positioned for elevation. Each act of quiet faith in the face of doubt was a divine step forward, a movement towards the manifestation of your destiny. Every moment of endurance, no matter how small, has been a preparation for the doors that are about to open. You have been under construction, chosen one, and now the time for elevation is drawing near. Every trial, every tear, every moment when you could have given up but chose to press on has been a vital piece of the divine puzzle. You have been shaped for something greater than what you can see right now, and heaven is preparing to unveil it. You may not see it yet, but every moment of perseverance has been an investment into your future, a future where your faith will no longer just be tested but rewarded. When the storms came, you held on. When the path was unclear, you took one step at a time. And now, chosen one, you are positioned for the divine elevation that awaits you. The moments of quiet strength, the small victories in the hidden places, are the foundation upon which heaven is about to build your destiny. You are ready for what is next because of what you have endured. And though it may not always be easy to see it, know that every test you have faced has been working in your favor, building the strength and character needed to carry the blessings that are now on their way. You may have felt unseen at times, but heaven has seen every step you've taken in faith, every act of perseverance, every moment you chose to trust, when everything around you told you to doubt. And now you are being positioned for something greater than you can imagine. Heaven is not just waiting for you to receive what is next. Heaven is waiting to see you rise to the level of purpose that has been prepared for you. Every test has brought you to this moment, the moment when you are ready to step into the next chapter of your divine calling. You've proven your faith through endurance, and now that faith will carry you to heights you never thought possible. As you move forward, remember that every moment of hardship, every test of your faith has been a divine preparation. And now you are ready to step into the fullness of what heaven has been preparing for you. What seemed like burdens were in reality building blocks of your destiny. Your endurance has been your strength, and it has positioned you for divine elevation. Every moment of perseverance has been part of the divine design that is now unfolding. Through every moment of pain, delay, and silence you faced, one thing has become undeniable. Your endurance has drawn the favor of the divine. It is easy to think of favor as something that arrives with grand gestures or visible signs, but the truth is far deeper. Favor doesn't always come in the form of applause or fanfare. It doesn't always arrive in a blaze of glory. Often it comes quietly, almost unnoticed, in the spaces where you least expect it. It is in the stillness of your obedience, the quiet moments where you chose faith over fear, that divine favor takes root. Heaven doesn't need to make a scene when it is ready to move on your behalf. Instead, favor often manifests in subtle shifts, an unexpected opportunity, a door opening when you thought it was closed, a whisper of encouragement at the exact moment you needed it. The divine does not need the world to see it to know that it is at work. Heaven moves in the background, quietly orchestrating events in your favor, positioning you for the next phase of purpose, aligning things behind the scenes in ways that your eyes cannot yet perceive. What you may have seen as silence, as waiting, or as unanswered prayers were actually the quiet movements of favor taking shape. Each moment of endurance, every time you chose to keep going when the world said to stop, each time you held on to faith, even when the answer seemed far away, all of it was attracting favor that would eventually change your circumstances. Your endurance wasn't in vain. Heaven was at work in the silence, planting seeds of blessing that are now ready to bloom. Your silent faith has ignited the next phase of purpose in your life. The waiting, the longing, the unanswered questions, they were all part of a divine timing that you couldn't see at the moment. But now the shift has come. The silence has broken. The doors that once seemed shut are opening. The waiting period was never a punishment, but a divine calibration, a setting of the stage for what is about to unfold. The favor that you have attracted has aligned your timing with heaven's. What once seemed like a delay was merely the necessary preparation for what is about to come. You've done the hard work of standing firm, of holding on to your faith, and now heaven is moving on your behalf. It's as if the very air around you has shifted, and where there was once resistance, there is now divine alignment. The waiting was not wasted, and now you are stepping into the reward of that endurance. Every moment you felt ignored, every time you felt the weight of the world pressing down on you, was a divine setup for the favor that is now being poured out. Your silent faith ignited this turning point. It opened doors that were once locked, and it set the stage for a new season in your life, a season where divine favor will lead you into uncharted territory, where new blessings and opportunities will come knocking at your door. You are not just a survivor of your trials, chosen one. You are a living testimony to the power of faithful endurance. Your story isn't one of mere survival. It is one of transformation, of rising from the ashes, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your divine purpose. Each trial you faced, each test you endured, was not meant to break you. It was meant to reveal the strength that was always inside of you, waiting to be unlocked. And now the reward of that faith is being poured out upon you. You are walking testimony to the fact that faith, even when tested, outlasts everything. You have not just withstood the storms, you have been refined by them. Your endurance and obedience have unlocked the door to new blessings, to new opportunities that are waiting to unfold before you. The favor that once seemed elusive is now being made manifest in your life. The doors that you thought were permanently closed are swinging open because you have proven your trust in God's timing. What was once a place of uncertainty has now become a place of divine opportunity. Heaven is moving because you moved first. Your willingness to stand firm in faith, even when the answers seem distant, has created a shift in the spiritual atmosphere. The very universe is aligning in your favor, and what you thought was delay was actually the divine preparation for what is to come. You are no longer waiting for your moment. Your moment has arrived. Every trial you endured, every moment you thought would break you, has now become the foundation for the new opportunities you are stepping into. Your endurance has carved a path for you to walk in the fullness of your purpose. The blessings that are coming are not random, nor are they a result of mere luck. They are the manifestation of your faithful endurance, of the quiet, steady trust you placed in God, even when everything around you seemed uncertain. You are stepping into a new season, a season where the rewards of your faithfulness will be seen not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. Your story is a living testimony to the truth that faith, when proven through endurance, is always rewarded. You didn't just survive, you thrived. You didn't just make it through, you emerged stronger, more aligned with your purpose, and more ready than ever to embrace the divine plan that has been unfolding in your life all along. As you move forward, chosen one, know that this is just the beginning. The favor that is being poured out upon you is not a fleeting blessing. It is a lasting, sustaining force that will continue to shape and guide you as you walk into the fullness of your purpose. Your endurance has opened the door to a life of divine favor, one where the opportunities that are coming are not just for you, but for those around you, for the generations that will follow in your footsteps. You have not just proven your faith, you have unlocked the door to a legacy of favor, a legacy that will impact lives for years to come. The reward of faithful endurance is not just a momentary blessing. It is a divine foundation that will sustain you, guide you, and propel you into the fullness of God's plan for your life. Now, as you stand at the threshold of this new season, know that the favor you've attracted is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. Chosen one, the time of waiting is over. You are no longer waiting for the blessing to come. You are walking in it now. The season of preparation, of silent endurance, has given way to a new season, a season of fulfillment. All the trials you have faced, all the moments where you chose to hold on to faith, even when there was no visible sign of change, have led you to this very moment. You are standing in the manifestation of the promises that have been written for your life, not in the future, but now in this moment. Your persistence, your quiet strength, and your unwavering belief have carried you to a place of peace, abundance, and purpose. This is no longer a distant dream or a far-off hope. It is your reality unfolding right before your eyes. The journey that has brought you here was never easy, but it was necessary. Each trial, each moment of hardship has been part of the divine plan, shaping and refining you for what you are now walking into. You have earned this season of blessing, not by force, but by trust. By trusting in God's timing, by trusting in the process, and by believing that every moment of waiting was preparing you for this very moment of divine elevation. Now, as you step into this new season, understand that it is not just about receiving blessings. It is about walking in your divine destiny. You are no longer just walking through life. You are walking with purpose, with clarity, and with a deep knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The doors that once seemed closed to you are now open, and you are stepping into opportunities, blessings, and callings that are yours by divine right. This is the season where your efforts are multiplied, where the seeds you have sown in faith are bearing fruit, and where your perseverance is transforming into a life filled with abundance and fulfillment. Every moment of trial has led to the greater purpose that you are now walking in. Your endurance has not only shaped your character, but has positioned you to impact the world around you. Your story is no longer just about you, it is about the legacy you will leave behind, the lives you will touch, and the way your faith will continue to inspire others. You have become a living testimony to the power of faith, and your journey is far from over. It is just beginning. Now that you are in the season of divine fulfillment, I encourage you to continue walking in your purpose with humility and gratitude. You have proven that faith can withstand the fiercest storms, and now you must embrace the responsibility that comes with this divine favor. As you continue on this path, remember to stay grounded in your faith. Every blessing you receive is an opportunity to serve, to give, and to bless others. This is not the time to sit back and relax, but the time to rise even higher, to walk with grace, and to shine even brighter for the world to see. The same faith that brought you through your trials will continue to lead you through this new season. The best is yet to come, and your journey will only continue to unfold with greater beauty, greater purpose, and greater impact. Chosen one, share your journey with others. Your testimony is not just for you. It is for those who need to hear it, for those who are still walking in the darkness, still waiting for their breakthrough. Your story can be the light that guides them through their struggles. As you step into the fullness of your destiny, invite others to join you on this journey. Share your faith, share your story, and encourage others to walk in their purpose. Just as your perseverance led you to this moment, your words, your actions, and your love will lead others to their own place of divine fulfillment. As a declaration of faith, I invite you to comment, like, and share this message. Every action, no matter how small, is a seed that can inspire someone else. As you continue on your spiritual journey, let your light shine brightly, knowing that heaven is with you every step of the way. Keep walking forward, chosen one. You are no longer waiting for your blessings, you are living them, and they are only going to grow stronger, more abundant, and more impactful as you continue to trust in God's divine plan for your life. The journey is just beginning, and you are exactly where you need to be.